I've had people contacting me saying, what's going on with this video? Gone viral. People think EVs are bad and they're killing children. Is this true, Viking? Is this true? I made a video response to this, debunking this ridiculous YouTube video that's gone viral. And then I see this news report from General Motors. And frankly, GM, you've let me down. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you here today. Thank you for subscribing and for supporting the channel. It's great to have so many of you come on board over the last 11 months since we started this channel. We started only 11 months ago, and since then we've made more than 1,300 videos about the future of the automotive industry, electric cars, renewable energy, and what exactly is going on in the world today. And what exactly is going on in the world over the last 24 hours is that, well, GM still uses cobalt in their batteries. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear they have any plans to change that in the future, which in my view is, well, unfortunately, making me look like an idiot because I just made a video saying that everyone's changing. Well, everyone except for GM, that is. In addition to that, it's making the company, it's putting them in a position where they can be criticized by the media, criticized by anti-EV pundits, and frankly, making their costs and overheads much higher than they need to be. I just can't understand it. So General Motors has secured a significant supply of cobalt after signing a multi-year cobalt sourcing agreement with Glencore. The mining giant will supply the rare metal to GM from its Murrin operation in Australia. Well, okay, all right. Fair's fair. This EV video, this anti-EV video claims that all cobalt in the world is sourced from a couple of mines in Africa which exploit children and kill them. And, well, GM, at least this essentially proves that that is incorrect because GM are clearly getting their cobalt from Australia. So General Motors, I have to thank you. Yes, you pulled out of Australia. By the way, if you didn't know that, GM doesn't sell their vehicles here anymore, except for the Corvette. Pulled all their manufacturing out of Australia. However, they're still buying cobalt from Australia. So thanks, GM. At least you're still spending some money here in the country. Now, cobalt is an important metal in the production of some EV batteries, and the cobalt processed from Australia will be used in GM's Ultium battery cathodes. Ultium batteries are used to power electric vehicles such as the GMC Hummer EV, Cadillac Lyriq, Chevrolet Silverado EV, and a number of different vehicles coming out in GM's product lineup over the next few years. Jeff Morrison, GM Vice President, said this: GM and our suppliers are building an EV ecosystem that is focused on sourcing critical raw materials in a secure, sustainable manner. Importantly, given the critical role of EVs in reducing the carbon footprint of the transportation sector, this agreement is aligned with our approach to responsible sourcing and supply chain management. GM and Glencore have not disclosed the duration of the sourcing agreement or its value. Cobalt is a rare metal that makes up only 0.001% of the Earth's crust. Known for its heat-resistant properties, it's added to lithium-ion battery cathodes, some of them, to improve energy density and battery longevity. The deal with Glencore is the latest in a series of GM actions to develop and secure its EV supply chain. Those include the joint venture with POSCO Chemical to build cathode active material at a new facility in Canada, a lithium supply deal with Controlled Thermal Resources or CTR, rare earths materials deal with GE to develop a rare earth value chain, alloy flakes agreement with MP Materials to establish the first North American processing site for alloy flakes, and permanent magnets deal with VAC. All these deals will support GM's plan to have a capacity of 1 million EVs in North America by the end of 2025. Now, comments I'm seeing on these articles are claiming that GM is leading in the internal combustion engine to EV revolution in North America. Well, if you actually think about this supply deal and you think about some of these other deals GM has signed recently, you can see there's one key problem here. All right. Tesla's least expensive EVs, what do they use? What batteries do they use? Right? They use lithium, iron, phosphate batteries, right? Yeah. How exactly does General Motors plan on selling a $30,000 EV using batteries that use cobalt, right? Expensive lithium ternary batteries that cost twice as much as an LFP battery. Now, the key issue that I have here is rather than GM saying, you know what, Oh, we just saw what CATL are doing. We just saw what's going on at Goshen High Tech. We just saw what's going on at Escalade. These companies that make lithium iron phosphate batteries will have lithium iron phosphate batteries being mass manufactured by the end of this year, which have a similar energy density to our batteries using cobalt. What is the advantage of using cobalt again? Oh, there isn't one. Hang on a minute. LFP batteries, they'll last probably 4 times longer than our batteries. I'm not talking about range, by the way. I'm talking about longevity of the battery. And well, we'll have less warranty claims, a lot less. Yeah, that sounds like we should do that. Instead, GM go and sign a 4-year contract for the supply of cobalt. To me, this sounds like a company with a sunk cost bias. This sounds like a company that goes, we had a plan to do something. It no longer makes sense, but hey, to hell with it. Let's just do it anyway. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not being fair, but I really just can't understand how GM can make a $30,000 EV that's price competitive using batteries that use an expensive part, an expensive rare earth metal, cobalt. It doesn't make sense. Surely those batteries have to cost GM at least twice as much as the batteries that CATL are currently manufacturing. And as the batteries that CATL, you think about this, right? You might be saying, Viking, you're not comparing apples with apples, but I am, because by the end of this year, CATL's batteries, Goshen High Tech's batteries, Escalade's batteries will have an energy density similar to, we don't know exact energy density of these Ultium batteries, but it's going to be similar, right? It's not going to be far off, maybe within 10% of GM's special Ultium batteries that are going to be much more expensive to manufacture. How exactly do they plan on competing with other car companies who will be selling similar vehicles with LFP batteries that cost about half the price? To me, I just don't understand what GM are doing. I don't understand how they plan on selling 1 million of these expensive EVs at affordable prices. The maths don't work out for me. Clearly, I am missing a piece of the puzzle. I haven't worked it out. One of you, surely the 66,000 of you that have subscribed to the channel, someone out there must know how this is going to work out for GM. You must know what their plans are and how they plan on making this work. But personally, I think even Tesla doesn't understand how General Motors plans on selling a $30,000 crossover. I mean, essentially a car as big as a Tesla Model Y for $30,000 using Ultium batteries. Does anyone know how they're going to do that? If you asked the CEO of Stellantis, would he think that was possible? Even if you asked the CEO of BYD, would he say that was possible? I don't understand. I'm missing something. Please, my friends, educate me in the comment section below. On that note, have a great day. Bye-bye.